Hey, welcome back. This is the National Parents Union, and I am Kelly Williams Bullard. This is the Parent Effect, and I'm so excited. I have two great gentlemen with me today. One is Darren Wright, and the second is Parise Williams. Hey, you guys, how are y'all today? There you go. And hit your volume so I can hear you. There you
Perfect.
go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. And where is Parise? I don't see him. Well, maybe he'll be on soon. Okay. Oh, there you go. All right, got everybody. Get your volume up, Parise, so I can hear you and you can hear me.
There we go.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely. I can hear you guys. Okay. Thank you both so much for coming on. And I hope that everyone out there, hope you guys, this is a great day. It is Monday. We are in our 13th week of this coronavirus stay at home type of thing. I'm going to ask you, Darren, first. How are you coming along with this, making sure you stay safe and your family, and just talk to me.
We're doing well over here. From my standpoint, definitely making sure we're staying out of the way, wearing masks, sanitizing, things of that nature. No, we're happy over here. So
good.
We are. Yeah.
Talk to me. You tell me about you have your wife and your kids. Let the people know the size of your family and and everything about.
All right. Well, incidentally, today is my wife and my oldest daughter's birthday. So my oldest daughter is 20 today. Yeah, my wife and daughter share the same birthday. And if you get into astrology, I got Geminis, and there's 4 or 5 women in this house at any time. So.
Now look.
Right.
So they're there, and I have a younger daughter, Darren, who's 14. She's doing well. My only challenge is my 20-year-old is under the guise that there's a lot of conspiracy theory going on, and it may or may not be actual. None of her friends have been affected, so they're stating, hey, this thing isn't real. They're just trying to set us up. So dealing with that. And my daughter's also an essential worker at a hospital, so it's hard to kind of tell her you can go to work, but you can't go see your friends.
Right. Oh, see, yeah. See, that's it's a big issue there because they're trying to differentiate the two. They're like, what?
That's exactly right. But other than that, we're fine. We're fine.
Well, make sure you let them know I said God bless them and happy birthday.
I sure will. Sure will.
Parise, how are you doing today?
All right. How you doing, Kelly?
I'm doing good. Talk to me. How's your family? How's your wife? And if anyone's been following me, I did have Parise on about a week ago. We had a great discussion. And so I was just happy, and I decided to have him back on today. I'm sorry. So go ahead, talk to me. How's your family?
Everybody's doing real good. We're just trying to make it through like everybody else with the virus. And, just like Darren said, we're going to the store, still keeping our masks on and just making sure we keep our social distancing. I think I'm running through the same thing as far as Darren's concerned, as far as my one of my kids, my youngest, Maceo, he's a junior in high school. All I hear is this virus is not real. It's all fake. And so I got to deal with that. We got to keep him on point because we don't really know anyone with the virus, but we know that it's we hear everybody's getting it, and I just don't want him to get sick or bring it to us.
Absolutely. Right, or the elders in the family. That's right. That's so true.
Right. So we're just trying to keep him cautious, and he listens. He still wears his mask and stuff, but he doesn't believe in it. But he's a good kid, so he does listen. So, but that's just his personal opinion.
The thing about it is when we try to do that social distance, that 6 feet, it's so easy to kind of forget. You know,
Oh.
we're on the 13th week, and you would think, okay,
Right.
it would be embedded in our brains. But in all honesty, you know, when I'm at the grocery store, sometimes I find myself having to check myself. Okay,
Right.
wait a minute. Make sure I stand back. Make sure I'm not right behind this individual, because I don't want, you know, to, you know, break that, you know, that closeness, that we should not be, you know, that close together. So I'm like, dang. So I have to stand back a little bit, like, dang, you know. So I always have to stay conscious of it. And I think, are you guys something similar to that?
Well, especially
Well,
for me, I'm in real estate and construction, so I'm always in meetings shaking hands, and it's kind of deemed disrespectful if you don't shake someone's hand. But with this
Right.
COVID thing, you really got to watch it. It's more elbow bumps or more you
No,
say, hey, yeah,
right.
that's
feet, my
right.
There
man,
you
6
go.
feet. So
6 feet. Same thing here. Same
Right.
thing. It's so funny. My daughter woke up this morning, and she told me not too long ago. She said, "You know, I'm not feeling well," and I was like, "What? Well, what's wrong with you? You know, you got a fever.
Right.
You know, the first thing you
Right.
start saying is, what's wrong? You know, what? Oh Lord, you know what's going on?" But she's good. She's
Right.
fine and stuff. But I wanted to talk
That's
about
great.
that. I always think that it's important to talk about this COVID thing and what's going on with that and with us. And we always, like you said, as a parent, we just always got to stay consistent with our children and make sure that they understand how important it is to keep that distance and to wear a mask and to make sure every time you get in the car, you got to put this hand sanitizer on and so on and so forth, you know.
Right.
Now,
Right.
I wanted to kind of get into what's going on though. This
okay,
is serious stuff. Like,
okay.
we already, I mean, 2020 been something, and we're almost halfway. The year is almost halfway out. We are in June.
It's through to me. 2020 is over. It's done.
It's,
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
but
It's over to
Darren,
me.
you know. Well, why you say
Right.
that?
Well, I mean, I'm very optimistic, but there's so much uncertainty. Family reunions are canceled, events are canceled, concerts, comedy shows. And realistically, before you engage in anything, it's going to be October, November before anybody even starts saying, okay, I'm comfortable
Right.
going places.
Right.
Yeah,
That
you're
is
right.
so true.
Yeah.
And I also heard maybe even longer than that. I mean, I heard what you're saying, but I also heard, like they said before, like all this stuff is really over. It's going to be like a year and a half.
Yep, second one.
Right. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I think that I still have hope. You know, I mean, we all here, you know, we can breathe, we healthy, you know. Right now, everything's good. It's on up and up. We are in June. Yes, the second quarter of the year. And it does, I'm always just trying to stay optimistic about it. Optimistic, you know.
Right,
And
right.
but besides all of that, yeah, so I mean, you got to think about all this stuff. Now we have the protesting, and it's funny because it's Monday morning, and I turn my social media on, you know, I'm scrolling or whatever, and I'm like, this is still going. Like this is not, but you got to think this is a huge pimple that's been boiling and rising for 400 years. So you look at this, I mean, you got that one big pimple, but you got a whole bunch of other boils around that pimple. So now everything's getting ready, everything is starting to pop like we on Mars or something. Everything is starting to pop like boink, you know, now this is over here and this is over here going on. But I do love to see the unity of all these different people, all these different nationalities coming together. Can I get your perspective? To start with you, Darren. What's your perspective on everything right now
From
with the protesting?
From the well, I hesitate because the protesting is fine. I'm a strong advocate, but unfortunately, there's been seeds that have been planted to allow the protesting to be overshadowed by the looting and those things of that nature. And I also want to say, from the standpoint of when we're talking about looting, I believe individuals are being blamed that have nothing to do with that looting. And from a political standpoint, it's just being blown up and it's not even actual. So that's, yeah.
I'm so glad you said that, because I've been noticing a lot on my social media, and they're saying, who are these individuals that come in extremely masked and they're not a part of the movement, and they're just coming in looting or breaking things or doing, of course you're gonna get knuckleheads that's out here just trying to take an opportunity. you know,
Mhm.
to do
Right.
something or whatever, to disrupt. But when you're in peaceful protesting, and then all of a sudden you get, you know, people that just come out of nowhere that just want to disrupt and cause chaos, and then the media, you know, the media sees this and they're thinking, oh, it's, you know, black people, or it's just a certain, you know,
Right.
person,
Well,
you know.
they had the Kelly. They had the guys that came from Ohio that went down to New York, and they on the news yesterday that they searched them, and they were part of the protest, and they had knives and guns, and they had all
Mm.
this different. This was on
Okay.
the news yesterday. These guys were from Ohio. They were in New York, and they drove. They had Ohio plates, and they drove all the way from Ohio down to New York, and they found all these weapons and everything. They laid them out. It's been on the news the last 2 days, and so this has been happening across the country. Their guys are coming in, and they're, you know, infiltrating the protests, and then turning it into something else, looting and starting stuff, and then, you know, then they back up and say, hey, you know, I don't know what's going on, you know,
Right.
and get everybody all riled up. So you're definitely
Yeah.
right. It's something going on for sure, and
Yeah.
I think they organized too.
Oh
I
yeah.
really do.
Yeah, they are. They are definitely organized. I haven't even seen that, so I definitely got to watch that. I was also seeing that, but I did watch the unity in globally. You got New Zealand,
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
even China.
Absolutely.
Like I'm like, first, because I heard most
UK.
of,
Yeah.
and you Paris,
UK.
you
Yeah.
know. So to see all these different countries coming together and seeing this this situation that's happening, and they've been seeing it for many years. Like I said, these are just boils that's just boiling up all over the globe, all over the world, and finally everybody is saying, you know, it's not right. I mean, you what is, you know, we got to revamp we have to revamp what policing is, and for us to have
Right.
the police says that it's a problem. Why
Yeah.
should we have to police the police?
Right. Right. It should be so to me, it should be a separate entity that's not going to be uh, influenced or blamed if a police officer gets a charge or convicted or whatever. It needs to be a separate entity. You know, I just believe that we have we have a long way to go, and I'm sort of, you know, happy the way things are going, but you know, I just know that things could go just like it always does since the 60s, since the 40s, since the 50s. You know, we we've been dealing with this since, you know, Martin Luther King, and, you know,
We've been dealing
slavery, whatever.
we've been we've been dealing with this since we left the shores of Africa. You
Absolutely.
see, because
Absolutely.
we weren't enslaved. We were free. We weren't in slavery when we were in
Right.
Africa. So we've
Right.
been dealing with this since we left the shores of Africa. So how many years have that been? And so
Right.
we all, including white people, we all have some kind of uh healing that we have to have done, you know, emotional. I think we all have some kind of, well, definitely black people, we definitely have a post-traumatic stress, because we always got to think ahead of the game. Just to leave out the door, you know, you always got to think, what, I got to make sure I got this together. I got to make sure I got my license and now it's like, I don't even put my insurance in the glove compartment. I got it right there, just in case, just here.
Mm.
I got
Right.
it glued to the dashboard. No, I don't have it glued to the dashboard, but I'm just saying,
Just,
you
yeah, we
know,
understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying
Absolutely.
is that serious that, you know, that these people are so quick. And my thing is, if you're that upset or that scared to be an officer, and you think that every black person, you know, you're scared of every black man, then this is not the position for you. Because we got great officers. We got some
Right.
really good police officers. I mean, I got some that work at the high school that I work at. I mean, these guys come in every single day and they really understand our community. And that's another thing, is that you have to know who you're dealing with. I can't go into the hospital and expect to be this great nurse, and I don't even know what I'm, you know, and I'm an anesthesiologist, you know, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get into the
Right.
field that's best for you, you
Okay.
know?
Right. Right. Exactly. You know, as far as, you know, but the police need to, you know, they need to handle when there's another guy that goes rogue, you know, they need to handle him accordingly. Somebody
Check.
needs to be, everybody should be equal, you know, not a sergeant on the set and I've got to listen to everything this guy say. Look, cause see, if I'm there, you know, and this is my sergeant and this is happening as far as like George Floyd, I'm saying, hey, you know, okay, he had enough. Let's go ahead and book him and send him in. We got him. It's over with. He's done. Okay, let's go ahead and take him in. Let's go ahead and arrest him. Everything's fine. Everybody's cool. Let's go on and do what we need to do.
The
But
next
don't
procedure, the chain of commands, what
Right.
needs to be, and it's no different than when I work at a high school. If I do something that's wrong in the classroom to a child, that teacher is obligated. It's by law that teacher is supposed to tell on me. She is supposed to get whoever she needs to get involved and tell on the on me, you know, and we're co-workers. It's no code. We don't have a code where I can go over here and slap this kid and you don't say nothing. What? That don't work that way. So if it doesn't work that way in the school system, why is it that it's this blue code that they say, well, you know, hey, he choking this dude with his knee, but we not gonna say nothing. No, and then they sound timid because they were like, do you think we need to go ahead and put him in the car? Maybe?
They were scared. They were scared.
So that let you know that man knew he had power over everybody there.
When you're standing with your hands in your pocket and with your knee on somebody's neck and dare anybody to stand up and come over to you and stop this man from taking his life from him, then you automatically know you got power.
Yeah.
That's no other way about that. You know,
yeah, he was the Grim Reaper. He was the judge and the jury. You know, and so I'm so glad that we are seeing this. And I'm always going to continue to talk about our rights, and especially seeing my Black young men, you, Darren. Darren, I know you don't have any boys, but you got 2 daughters, and one day they're going to be married. And then you're going to have son-in-laws. And same thing with Priest. You got 3 strong boys. And every day we have to worry about them just going to the freaking corner store. So, you know, this is always, I don't have any boys, but I know I have my brothers and I have my family and I have my friends. So it's always going to be a concern for me. I also want to mention, it was kind of funny though. It's still on the same subject. But what is that? Is that New Zealand that they have the soccer team and they make these right before they go to play a game, they make these noises and they're undefeated. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I've heard that. You do?
No.
Okay. They're undefeated, and I want to say like it's some kind of football, but it's not like our football. It's like soccer, and I don't know if it's Amsterdam or New Zealand. And I really,
No. They call it F-U-T, football.
Football. Okay,
yeah.
Football. Well, anyway, so here I am going down my social media, and they are out by the thousands and thousands protesting, and so the group. I saw the group of them. And so listen, I'm setting the scene, okay? So every game, right before their games, I do know this about them, right before every single game, they have where they do these chants and they do these moves, you know, like, and they be making up, right? And it's really cool, right? And they're undefeated. Like this is their tip. They are undefeated. And it was so cool to see them. They were out there doing this dance. And I wish you guys, I thought y'all was in, you know, more sports than that. I thought y'all might know.
Not over in New Zealand, but
no, nothing.
but I will try to, maybe it's Australia. I don't even know. I will try to find that out next time we come together. I'm going to bring it out, tell you guys. But I that was beautiful to see that. And then I also saw Native Indians sitting around and actually doing their thing and having, you know, the like smoke and, you know, and they're doing their chanting and stuff. And I mean, you are bringing, I'm saying this because you're bringing the ancestors out. Mm-hmm. You're bringing even more spiritual protection around us. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Oh,
so
yeah,
that's why this is just continuously, you know, going, and it's not going to stop. And before I forget, Darren, I want people to be able to contact you. I know you have Upscale Media, right?
Correct.
And so can you just let people know, I don't mean to veer off, but I do need to get that in. What you do, and so people, if anyone want to contact you for any reason at all, you know, let them know.
And I want to come back to a point or two, but yeah, we myself and Paris, we have Upscale Media Group, You can find us on YouTube under Upscale Media Group. We also have a Facebook under Upscale Media Group. We also have a YouTube channel, Upscale Media Group as well. So you can reach us. Basic email is upscalegroup1@gmail, but you can find us at Upscale Media Group, and also the website is upscalegroup.net. So you can reach us at any of those. Yep.
Okay, great. And Parise, what about you? Just, I know you have a Twitter, social, how can people meet you, follow you?
Right. Like Darren said, I'm with the Upscale Media Group, and then also you can reach me at Akron Reese Cup on Twitter, and Parise Williams through Facebook.
On Facebook. All right. I wanted to get that in. All right, let's get back to
that.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
appreciate it.
Can I jump back though? I wanted to kind of weigh in. You guys are kind of moving forward, but I do want to talk about with regards to the protests, if you will. One thing we've got to address is there is success in numbers, and the problem that we're having over these last few years, the reason why it's become such a blow up at this point, is that we've got to have individuals, even though we vote and we talk about these things, if we don't have individuals in place that can fight for us and make changes, we're wasting our time. So you'll see these different pockets where it's acceptable to go in and police brutality and things of that nature. There's not a governing body over them that's allowing this to no longer exist. And until we find out a way to come down with senators, House of Representatives, the whole labor union, police union, and revamp that, we just consistently going through this whole thing. So.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you said that.
And get out and make sure you vote, and you got to do your part. And like you say, if we just keep this thing going, and the marching is not enough. I love it. I love the marching, but we got to hit those those voting booths, and we got to get these people on the local levels out.
That's exactly right.
And we got to get these people nationally out. What we talking about. So we got to make sure we do that, and we got to continue to do our thing.
You got to keep the jab in their face, because these individuals that are in powers of position powers, if they're not doing what they need for their constituents, get them out of there.
Get them out. Thank you. Out of there.
Yes. And that starts with your local councilman, whomever. They need to be fighting for you. And this has been our problem. Let's just say what it is. That's been our problem. People sit in power. They don't do anything. It's not affecting them. They go out to the suburbs. They don't deal with this every day. We got an issue.
Even I always tell people that as far as like our board meetings or members that's on the board, even with the school system, a lot of them they don't even live in the district. They live outside the district. So how is it that you come in, make all these rules and changes, but you don't even live here? You have no connection with our community, with our people, so, and it doesn't even take much. All you need is a high school diploma and be 18, and you can be, run for whatever it is you want to do on the board.
I think we need to have or create more awareness in regards to not only our youth, but our older folk as well, to understand what power is brought to you when you sit on these type of positions and what you need to do. And from a grassroots standpoint, we need to have people in place that wants to take that baton and make our whole cause a lot better. Until that's done, we're wasting our time, like I said.
Yes, it's a vicious cycle until we start getting into that. So all you young listeners out there, start at ground, like he said, start at ground zero. Start understanding what different levels are and get engaged, get involved, insert yourself. It is not just to benefit, you're benefiting everybody in your community. So insert yourself into what's going on. And also, here at National Parents Union, that's what we talk about, and that's what we are engaged with that. So if you are not a part of the National Parents Union, you guys can always become members. It doesn't cost anything. So always just look into becoming a part of the National Parents Union, because we definitely talk about how you can get involved, and voting, how your vote definitely counts. So I'm so glad you said that, Darren. Now, but I also want to mention, just lightly, I'm not going to perseverate on this person, but I do want to mention the Owens woman who, okay, who I won't even give it the full name. Okay,
Thank you very much.
The
Thank you very
Owens,
much.
okay, but it does need to be touched on because I'm trying to figure this out. Like someone who can, you know, in 2007, she had an issue. She called NAACP.
Right.
They came to her rescue. They got her a nice, you know, whatever settlement. Now, I mean, so she has had people back her and help her in certain scenarios. So it just bewilders me that you can go against your own people and you give these false statistics of things that's going on and try to make it sound. I mean, I know she's getting a check.
Wait, stop. That's what I'm saying. You have to ask that question. You know, there's some behind the scene dealings that are handled. We're going to put you out here to perpetrate a fraud. We're going to have you against your own folks, and we're going to break down those individuals that are vulnerable to your thought pattern and bring them to the other side. That's all they're doing.
That's all they're doing.
That's it.
And
you know how many people, how many times that Owens woman come across my feed, and all I say is, do not give energy to this.
Right.
This person is touched. Don't do that.
She's definitely touched. I did not want to give energy, but I know that I'm so glad that people have called her card because you got the GoFundMe. They pulled it. It was like, nope, no more.
That was good.
We're not going to give you that opportunity no more. People are saying you know, we remember what they used to call some people house, and then you was the young was out. Okay,
absolutely.
So she's a house. She's a house.
Right.
She's in a house.
Right.
So, and if that's not,
there's other words I would use, but okay.
I mean, go ahead, say it.
We go. This is PG, but we.
I mean, but it is what it is. You know, that's what we used to say back in the day, and we still say it when it's time to say it. And that's what she is. And so I'm not going to stay on her or whatever. I just had to say that because I want people to understand. A lot of people that don't, and they are now engaged with us, and they are now trying to understand and be educated what's going on with us. So when you get somebody like her that comes into this and inserts her verbiage, her garbage, then they're like, well, maybe she's right. No.
Well,
this chick been paid.
Well, my thing is with it is that when you get someone that has a different opinion, I'm not against that. You know, we all should listen to both sides of the spectrum, and we all shouldn't just be herded in and be just and don't even listen to the views or nothing, or and just be herded in and to know that they just have all our vote. And I understand it's going to be some people that's different, but in my mind, you got to, when you come in with something, you got to come with something that makes sense. And if it don't make sense, then, you know, I'm not even going to, you know, deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
It has to be logical. It has to have some kind of logic to it. I can't just fall for the okie doke, you know.
Right.
No.
And I'm not discounting her because I haven't listened to what she said. I'm discounting her because I have heard what she said on several occasions.
Right.
That's why I'm discounting her.
Yes, absolutely. Right. I mean, my whole facial structure changed when I was listening to her because I'm like, where'd you come from? And who paid you?
Right.
And why are you here now? You know, now I've had people have issues with the NAACP years ago. Like they say, oh, they don't do anything anymore. I can almost see them before I can see this chick that got a big lump sum of money from a settlement, and that she's had certain situations that they backed you, and then you go and disgrace yourself like that. So that's you know.
And Kelly, I think it's important to kind of gloss over what we're talking about. She did, and I'll help you. Okay. This individual here filed a discrimination suit against a college, saying she was discriminated against, which is where the NAACP came in and assisted her. So that's why it's so overwhelming that she did that. And then a couple of years later, she's all the way to the right doing some other things, and everybody else is bad. So I think that's important.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I'm glad. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, that's the information. That's the details. Before we start to wrap things up, I want to mention I saw something else on. I think it's called the 16th Street in Washington. Washington D.C.
Beautiful.
They said, black is in bold yellow. Have you seen it, please?
Yes, the Black Lives
Black Lives
Matter.
Matter Plaza. Yes, sir.
Yes, and they
Plaza,
said they can
right.
see it from the from the from the sky, like it's just out of space. You can see
Wow.
it. I'm like, what? So
Wow,
that's
that's great.
beautiful.
And of course,
I
the
love
mayor
it.
got called a bozo behind that. The mayor from DC got called a bozo by a avid Twitter user.
Right.
Is that what we're gonna call him? The avid
Yeah,
Twitter?
he can't control the country and everything else, but he's an avid Twitter user.
Right. Oh yeah.
Don't make me laugh there.
This guy right here, boy.
I know, but so if before I end and everything, I just want people to understand. First of all, I want to say thank you for joining me. I really appreciate Darren. I really appreciate you, Priest, and I appreciate the people who come and listen and engage in our conversations. I mean, that means so much to me. I'm so grateful. You could be doing so much and you come here and you listen 30 minutes of your life or 10, 15, I don't know how long you listen in, but you come and you check us out and you listen to what we're talking about. That right there, that's heavy. That's heavy right there, because it's so much going on out here. And it's so much, that other things could just take your attention, and you give that time and you check out what we're talking about. So I appreciate that, and I wish everyone well. And I hope everyone would join me again this Wednesday. I will have an awesome gentleman on who's retired from the Navy. I can't wait to have that gentleman on. His name is Michael Boykin. So stay tuned this Wednesday. So you guys will that's going to be an awesome half an hour show. So is there any last words you guys want to say real quick?
No, I'm fine. I appreciate it. I appreciate the dialogue. It was entertaining. Informative as well, and thank you for having me on.
And I want you back, Darren.
All right, very good.
We're gonna make it where you come back. Maybe come back once a month or whatever,
Okay.
And be engaged, because I love your dialogue. You're very intelligent. You're very smart, and you bring it. And the same thing with you, Paris. So, you got any last words?
No, we just everybody just keep fighting the fight, and just keep trying to be, like I say, stay peaceful. And get out and vote, because that's how we're gonna get out here and change things. Get the people out. That's us in there, and that's how we're gonna change things. We can't change everything with the protest.
That's right.
With just the protest, right? The protest is just the beginning. Now it's time. If we got this kind of movement, then now it's time to hit them. It's time to go in and do
use this momentum, right?
Use the momentum and this whole energy, and get out and get in there and get yourself, get registered. If you're not even registered, make sure you register. As soon as you turn 18, these seniors, and we've been pushing this 2020 senior stuff. So these seniors that's listening in, or these parents that got these senior kids, get in there, get them kids registered, get them ready for the fall, get them ready for every time we have some kind of electoral, or every time we have some kind of voting scenario every 2 years, man. Get them engaged. I wish I didn't coming up. I remember us real quick. I remember when I was very young, teenager, 19, 20, we voted, but it was only like we did it for the presidential.
Right.
And so we didn't realize how important it was to do, you gotta get in there, and you gotta see what's going on, because your life, this is your life.
Or someone you love's life might depend on it.
That's right. That's right.
It's serious.
Right. I'm voting on the jaywalking bill. I don't care. It don't matter to me.
That's right. The jaywalking bill, everything. Nope.
I'm voting.
Right. If we could do all these things on social media and all then we can definitely get out and get ourselves out here and do what we need to do. So
each one teach one.
Each one teach one. Say it. All right, man. Love y'all.
All right, love you too. Thanks a lot. We'll talk soon.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.
You too.